Okay, let me break this equation down. 3e minus 3e raised to the power minus y 0.05. That's actually 3 divided by e raised to the power y multiplied by 0.5
I
plus
do not know how to solve
3.
that.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Uh, Let me decide to work this back. Okay. Uh, do you have the textbook?
Next. Yeah, it doesn't really cover this in this basic detail because it jumps into really big problems and it doesn't really align with her notes. I can't.
Okay.
Maybe I'll ask her for the Excel for these problems.
Okay.
Maybe look at. I don't even know what. Maybe just let's look at example 3.
Okay. And there right now, but example 3 is just showing us a chart and some figures. Let me check example 4. Example 4 is showing those. Not example 4 is not even showing anything. They're quite different.
All right, so maybe I need to stick with example 1. I'll send you the pages. And this is not. There's a lot in it. I don't know. This book doesn't really go along with this. It's okay if you don't know. I mean, I get that it needs to solve for y. How about for the next one with the par yield for certain maturity? So the coupon rate that causes the bond price is equal to the face value. This is confusing to me because it's the face. You're solving for so par yield, right, is the coupon rate that causes the bond price to equal its face value. I mean, 100 isn't even a rate. Oh, but you're solving for C. Oh, this is so freaking. So you're solving for C. Again, I don't know how to mathematically solve for C, but you're saying that it needs to be 100 equal 100 because that's the face value. So again, it's figuring out how to solve for C, right? All right. Hello. Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get my calculator right now. Okay. That's payment.
All right, so I don't. Then there's the
I
current.
used my calculator.
So how about the forward rate? What is forward rate even saying?
The
Future
forward
zero
rate.
rate implied by today's term structure.
Which one is that? Number two, example two.
Well, this is still example one.
Okay, the forward rate that's talking about rate at which it's as opposed to spot rate. The spot rate is the rate that you pay today. The forward rate is the rate that you lock in today. The one you is the rate at which uh, it's like you're trying to protect against volatility in the future. So you're agreeing that you pay for a particular rate in the future. You've agreed upon it today. So it could be 1 year forward rate. So it's just locking the deciding uh, deciding about the rate to pay today and then paying that rate in the future.
And you're locking into it today.
Yes.
So you're locking into the rate today of what you'll pay in the future.
Yeah.
Um, on a bond, I always think of kind of stated rate and a market rate. This bond,
Wait, come again.
with bonds, I'm more familiar with just stated rate and market rates.
Okay.
So this is providing a stated rate of 6%. That is on the face of the bond. But then they're coming up with the yield to maturity, which is kind of the compounded interest rate of all interest payments.
Yeah.
And what is so the and then there's a par yield, and this is the rate if the face with a face of 100, even though this bond has I thought a
Oh,
your
oh man.
what?
Look at that. Like, look at this stuff. Okay. Sorry. You know this. You see this yield to maturity. The one in example one, 103 is 100 plus three, right? It's a par yield. But at the last, at the last year, you get paid one more interest rate. One more coupon, and then you get
Oh,
paid the dollar per hour. That's why it's 103, right?
right, because it's not you're not paying 103. It's just the price plus the additional coupon payment.
Yeah. Could you give me a second? Let me just find out. Let me just try and calculate this little material using my calculator and see what happens. Um, yeah, I got 6.78% here in my calculator. Let me try and use the Excel. See if I'm going to get the exact value.
But what is the difference between the yield to maturity, the par yield, the current yield, and the forward rate?
Okay, okay. Let me go down. The current yield, right?
Yep.
The current yield is also known as the it's almost like the market. It's almost like the market yield today. let's say that you bought a bond for like 100, let's say today it's $98, right?
Yeah.
And the coupon payment that you're earning on that, it's almost like dividend yield for a stock. Can you remember the way to calculate dividend yield? Dividend yield is the dividend payment divided by the price. So the same thing for current yield is it's almost like for the price that I'm paying, this is what I'm earning as dividend. So for the bond, for the price that I'm paying, the denominator, this is what I'm earning in the coupon payment. In coupon payment, so it's the coupon payment divided by the annual bond price.
Okay. So I think just going down to the forward rate, um,
Okay.
so there's the annual, semi-annual, and continuous. So with the annual compounding, it's one
Yeah.
plus, what is the S? Oh, like,
The S is the spot rate today.
but
The
what
S
would
is
that
the
be in this problem?
yeah the assumptions, the assumptions in this the assumptions in this topic is trying to tell you about the way forward rates are perceived. It's saying that um, because
But
the
like
assumption is that
literally in this problem, what numbers would I use for that? Like
okay,
what would,
S0T is the spot price determined today.
but in
Is the
this
spot
problem, what is the spot price? The 98.39?
okay? Let me see. Yeah. So let's say for today it would be 3.0.
What? 3.0, the interest?
For example, if you're solving for let me see. Let's pick a question. I need to find that. Let me look for a question. If we're finding the forward rate for 2 years, right?
Right.
The forward rate for 2 years would be one plus. Let me see. The forward rate between times T1 and T2 is S0 T2 multiplied by T2. That would be that would be 4%.
I'm sorry,
Four
what
percent.
numbers did you use?
Okay, if I was finding the forward rate for today, the forward rate in 2 years, a 2 year forward rate. So I would need to find one plus the forward rate for the period between times T1 and T2. That would be um, S. That would be 4% multiplied by 2
How are you
minus.
getting the 4%?
If you look at example 2,
I'm sorry, I'm still on example one. The forward rate.
oh, all right, okay, let's use example. Let's use example 1. Forward multiplied by 2 is 1 plus S0 T T, and that's 1 plus S O N multiplied by 1 plus F N T T minus N. N is the number of can you see the
Well, I think you're right. It's almost like this problem really needs to go with example two. Is there even enough? There's probably not enough information to solve it, right?
let me just let's calculate. They gave us the forward rate for they already gave us the forward let me Let me calculate.
That's
Just
okay.
one.
I'm going to move on from this. I'm just going to ask her to give me an example of this in Excel because I just want to keep moving along here. So if we look at,
No, they already solved it. Look at example 2. They already solved it. The forward rate 5%, 5.86.2. Let me just calculate this and see what I get. 4%, 4% multiplied by 2 minus 3% multiplied by 1 divided by 2 minus 1. That's what I get. That's 8% minus 3. That's 5. You get, as in the forward rate formula, look at this. With continuously compounded, the forward rate, today, uh, um, ft minus 1 t. If I was looking for, if I wanted to find the forward rate, if I had to put, if I had to put 2 in t, that would be f1 2. That's a 1 year forward rate 2 years from now. In other words, um, yeah, that's the 1 year forward rate 2 years from now. And that's the way to interpret it. If it was F02, we're actually saying that 2 years from now, I'll be paying a forward rate, let's say 3%. But I'm saying that 1 year from, I'm saying that 2 years from now, the 1 year forward rate would be, um, it's almost like when you get to 2 years, as when it's 2 years time, the 1 year forward rate will be actually this.
that 5%.
Yes. So that's f2 minus 1 comma 2. That's 1 year forward rate 2 years from now. And that, if you look at the third bullet point, can you see the third bullet point?
Mhm.
The third bullet point, with continuous compounding, to find the forward rate for the period between times t1 and t2. That's ft. That's S0T2 multiplied by T2 minus S0T1 multiplied by T1 divided by T2 minus T1. And that equals to 4%, which is year 2, 4% spot rate, right? Multiplied by 2 minus 3% S0T1, the spot rate today, 1 year from now, multiplied by 1 divided by 2 minus 1. That's 8% minus 3. Let's find let's find f let's find f3 minus 1 3. That's the 2 year forward rate 3 years from now. That would be f3, that would be s03 4.6 multiplied by 3 minus 4 multiplied by 2 divided by 4 divided by 3 minus 2.
Yeah,
4.6
I get it.
multiplied by, okay.
Okay. I
Now
do it.
that's just
Okay. Then
that's just between periods. That's just between periods. But if you wanted to know F02, F02, the forward rate is implied to be, uh, it's implied that it's almost like the spot rate is an unbiased predictor of the forward rate. In a very liquid market, the forward in a very in a developed financial market like the US, the forward rate and the futures rate, they tell us about what the future spot rate will look like.
so what's the difference between the forward rate and the future rate?
The forward rate and,
The future rate.
yes, the future rate is the rate at which it's the interest rate in the future. Uh, But the forward rate is the forward rate is almost it's telling you that this is the price we are agreeing today to pay in the future. It's almost like we are trying to determine a future rate from now. But to
Right.
determine that future rate from now, we are using to be able to do that. You are putting in some, let's say you're estimating some factors. Let's say for oil price, you're saying that there would let's say you're saying that probably there would be no we're expecting that the oil price, uh, OPEC and other countries may comply with the oil cut deal, and as such, there will be no decrease in the price. All those factors will place it will place it in form of a number, then multiply it by the spot rate.
Mhm.
So for you to vouch for a rate that you pay today to represent a future rate in the future, you're saying that the forward rate is a unbiased predictor of future future spot rate. So in this, it's almost like saying 1 plus 0 point t raised to power t.
Sorry.
The forward rate,
What one are you at?
um, example one, the forward rate with annual compounding. That's why they said the forward rate is 1 plus s 0 t raised to power t. In other words, if you're looking for um let me see, if you're looking for the future, if you're looking for the forward rate, it's 1 plus s 0 t raised to power t. If you're looking for a 2-year forward rate from now,
So
that
then
would be
you do 1 plus
the spot rate
4%
for this.
raised to the
Yeah,
t raised to 2.
yes, that would be 4%, 0.04 raised to power 2.
Right. Okay.
But that's not all. We need to interpret the right equation. What is SON? SON, N is the number of period.
Well, but if you could solve the annual compounded rate just by 1 plus SOT to the t,
Yes.
too.
Yeah, SOT raised to power 2. Yeah, that's 4% raised to power 2. But we need to let me now see. So if I'm looking for, give me a second, we need to interpret the right hand side equation, because sometimes it may not be explicit. S0n is the number of period. That's 4. We're dealing with 5. We're dealing with sorry, come again.
The total number of periods,
The total number of periods. And what is t? T is the
the time that you're at.
yeah. So let me see. T is 5 years here.
Uh,
In example two.
is n 5 years, not t?
No, n is great. Let me see. I'm following. If you look at example two, it showed that the year is 5, right? So then what is n? N is almost like, if for example they say it's a semi-annual period, that means you'll be paid twice within a year. Even if t is 1, you'll be paid twice within a year. So I expected t is less than 1. T is less than n. In this case, 5. If for example you were paid semi-annual, that would be 5 compared to 10. The number of periods will be 10, because you're going to be paid twice within a year, and for 5 years you'll be paid 10 times.
All right.
So
I'm going to ask somebody to just give this to me in Excel because I need to just see it in Excel. Let me see if
Okay, look at. Can you go to example 3? That's where the stuff is. That's where
Okay, so now
example 3.
spot price using the bootstrap method. Face values, time to maturity, annual coupons of prices of 5 treasury bonds are in the table below. What are the 3 months, 6 months, 1 year treasury rates? So hold on. This is 5 different bonds. T is the year.
Yeah.
Is the
T is 0.25. That's a 3 month. 3 divided by 12.
right? So this is is it time to maturity or it's just the type of bond it is? So it's time. This is just a 3 month bond. Okay, so it's each of the different and then the rates. Okay, so what are the rates? Okay, so you're not able to pull up Excel on your screen, are you?
No, yeah.
Could you do it for
Yeah, I
Excel?
can.
So for the first one,
Okay. So the formula PV, for using continuously compounded, PV equals FV
hold
multiplied
on,
by E
hold on,
raised to
hold
the
on.
power. Okay.
So this is calculating PV equals FV.
Multiplied by E raised to the power minus RT.
Okay, and R is what?
R is the rate. Is the what do you call it? R is the interest rate, like year to maturity.
Right. So
In this case, zero
right.
rate. So that would be that's F equals FV divided by E raised to power RT, right? Interpret it that way. E raised to power minus RT, that's 1 over ERT. So that would be FV divided by ERT.
Okay, so for
That
the first one, the 0.25,
that would be 100 divided by E raised to power R multiplied by 0.25.
hold on. So it's 100 because that's the face value
Yeah?
divided by what?
100 divided by E raised to power R multiplied by 0.25.
And what is R in this case? That's
R
what
is
we're
the zero
talking
rate.
about.
It's the 3 month zero rate.
And that's what
It's
we're trying
almost
to
like,
figure out.
yeah, that's what we're trying to find.
But now, literally, like, how do you solve that? Like, can you show me in Excel? Can you pull up Excel and calculate it so I can see how 10.13% is calculated?
Okay. So now now hold on a second. You know that the price we PV, right? PV is
Oh, she gave,
97.5.
hold on. Look, she already gave me it. So okay, so no, are you serious? She gives it, but doesn't give how it's calculated.
Yeah.
How can you just show it to me in Excel though? Can you? I just need to see it in Excel, like
Okay. Okay.
how you would calculate 10.13%.
All right. Let me just point out one. PV. We already
I
know
think
PV, right?
like for me if I just see it in Excel, like how you calculate that.
So this is next. That's what I'm doing right now. Payment. Um, we don't have any payment. That's a zero. 0.1. Right? So that's 0.25. Okay. All right. So Alright, so 100 divided by 100 multiplied by 0.25 equals 100 divided by 9.97.5. 100 divided by 97.5. That's uh that's 1.02564. So that's e raised to the power r multiplied by 0.25 equals uh 1.205. So that I divide both, I multiply both sides by 4. That's 1.025 multiplied by 4. That's e raised to the power r equals e raised to the power r equals 4.102564. And that's and then e exponential of this would be in percentage. So exponential of sorry, I had r multiplied by 0.25, right? Um, r raised to the power 2. We need to find this. I would say r raised to the power 2 multiplied by half to get rid of it. Alright, so r raised to the power 0.25. That's r raised to the power 1 over 4 multiplied by 4. That'll be 1.02564 multiplied by 4 raised to the power 4. Okay, 1.02564 raised to the power 4. Power 4. That's 1.1065. So I'll find the exponential of e. Uh, exponential exp exp is exp 0.106572. exp so it's actually 10.6572. So to find e, to solve for 10.65, actually 10.3%. Hold on, please. Hold on, sorry. 100 divided by 97.5 equals e r multiplied by 0.25. 100 divided by 97.5 is 1.025641 equals to e raised to the power r multiplied by 0.25. E raised to the power, it's the same thing as e multiplied by 1 raised to the power 0.25, 1 r multiplied by 0.25. Multiply both sides by 4. I'll cut away. I would have r e raised to the power r, and I'll have this raised to the power 4. This is giving me 1.1066. That's minus 1. I'm getting 10.66%. 10.6.
One
This is 10.
said 10.
This is 10.13. If I had to find the 10.13 is 10.13 0.1013. That's okay. All right. Look at this. So the the exponential of 0.10.3, the exponential of 10.13% is actually 10.66. 10.66. So how do I solve that? ER equals 10.66. How do I solve for R? R is actually the zero. Um, okay, R is at E. The exponential is already 10.66. R, which is just a normal rate. Let me know. So this is 10.66, 10.66. All right. All right. This is let me see, 10.66. I need to work it back. Um, Sorry, Kyle. Hold on, please.
No, I'm gonna ask people in my class if they already solved this, and if so,
I already, I already, I already solved it. 10.3. If you find the exponential of 10.3, 10.13%, you get 10.66%. But I want to work it back. I'm left with ER equals 10 points. I'm trying to manipulate it on the Excel sheet on my calculator. I just need to work it back. The log, let me say 10.66.
isn't it supposed to be
Okay, so
10.13?
it's natural log 0.1066. Uh, 10.66. Okay. Okay.
It's okay. I'm just gonna ask class or the teacher
Um,
break this all down for me myself because I want to see each one and like I just don't. I feel like it's more complicated. I mean, we're just finding the rate compared to like it is.
this is 10.6. Let me check out. Let me 10.66. I mean, I read. I know that I need find find exponent, find e given I'll just if you look at all the S 0.25, 0.51, right? Everything there. you can easily calculate you can easily calculate the uh, for example, let's do the one for 5%, the one for 0.5,
I don't see one for 5%.
as in S0 0.5, the one for 6 months.
0.5.
Yeah, the one for 6 months, that's zero point 0.5.
Yeah.
Just the since we have just divide 100 by 94.9,
Yeah.
100 by 94.9. That's a 1.053741, right? If you make e raised to the power rt subject of formula,
Hold on.
that would be okay.
The um 94.9.
Yes, based on the
Can you
formula.
show it to me in Excel? Are you able to pull up an Excel and show me what you're doing or no?
Okay, this one you don't. Let's not use Excel right now.
Okay.
This is let's just manipulate the formula. Then we can use then we can find for e. We can use e to get r.
Okay.
Let's just do the basic um as in a
So what are
basic
you doing?
mathematical
100
equation.
divided by 94.9,
Yes.
1.05.
1.05. I'm going to take it to four decimal place. I'm not going to try and 1.053737,
Yeah.
right? So e raised to the power minus rt, that's t is 0.5, right?
Yeah.
So that's r multiplied by 0.5. Multiply both sides by 2. You cancel 0.5 on the left hand side, and you'll be left with 1.0537 raised to power 2. So
Y,
multiply that raised to power 2.
y2. You're multiplying both sides by 2.
So, yeah, raised to power 2. That's 1.1104.
1.11.
Yeah, 1.11 raised to power 2.
I had 1.05 and it's raised to the power of 2.
Yeah, sure. 1.0537. Multiply, make it raised to the power 2. Can you look at the formula again? FV multiplied by E raised to power minus RT, right? Make E raised to power RT subject of formula. That would be E raised to power minus RT equals FV divided by PV. So that's actually E raised to power minus R multiplied by 0.5. With 0.5, that's 1 over 2. You can multiply both sides by 2. That would get rid of 1.1 over 2. And that would be squared raised to power 2 for the right hand side. 1.0537 raised to power 2. That's 1.1004. Did you get that?
No.
Okay.
That's all right. I just think I need to move on from this one. I get it conceptually. I just need to end up seeing all the calculations, like just all of them in Excel, and I just need to follow through, even how you're doing the manipulation of the formula.
Okay, okay.
So again, in theory, I get it.
Uh,
Um, so then the next page, these theories I read about. This is page 4. Just the term structure shows the relationship between interest rates and maturity. Forward rates equal expected future zero rates. right?
I can't. And they're just telling you this right now, but it's okay.
What?
I can't believe that they're just telling you the stem structure of interest rate when they already mentioned forward rates. But those are the assumptions anyway.
Right, you're right that it doesn't talk about that. Yeah, so now it's on to the term structures. I read about all of this stuff, so I think investors expect about future. Oh, you told me this, that the future rates are unbiased. Bonds of different markets are perfect substitutes for each other. What is this example actually saying? So it's giving time to maturity, the bond, the yield, the observed forward, and so the observed forward rate. What's the difference between the observed forward rate and the investor's forward rate?
Yeah, they're actually meant to be observed forward rate and the investor's forward rate. The investor's forward rate is actually the one that we calculated S multiplied by 1 plus the spot rate today.
So that's the calculation.
Yes, that's a calculation.
And then the observed forward rate is what, like the actual
Just
future rate?
yes, it's the actual
But that would be
implied. Sorry, come again.
the observed future rate wouldn't, I mean, the observed forward rate, if that's actual, then is it the actual future?
Yes, the one that is implied by the market price today and the yield. The one that is implied by the market in the future. Yeah, the one in the future, the actual one, the one that is implied. If you compare what's in the if you see what's in the market, that's actually what is observed. The one implied by the market, the actual.
Okay. All right. So I
So
read about, hmm, so
so we have 21. Okay,
based on
we have
invest,
21%. Yeah, yeah, go on.
based on the investor's expectation, the two-year bond is overpriced. Why is it overpriced?
You know that to get the bond price, can you remember to get the bond price? What that's the present value, right?
They gave us the bond price here.
Yes, yes. But how would you remember how we calculated the bond price, the present, which is the present value of the expected cash flows. That's FV, right? FV multiplied by E raised to power minus RT, or FV divided by E raised to power RT. Now R is underneath, so FV divided by, let's not even use continuously compounded. PV equals FV divided by 1 plus R raised to power T. R is underneath, right? So the larger R, the lower the PV. In this case, the investor's forward rate is 17%. The market is 15.1%. Based on the market, you'll be having a higher present value,
Hold
but
on.
based on the actual,
So sorry, 17 is what?
17 is the one in our calculation, the
Right.
one the perfect one, the one we expect to be unbiased.
Right.
So if you were to put that under, let's say 1.17, uh let's say 100. Okay, this is 718. Let's say 1000. So they're using a 1000 par value bond, a 1000 as the future value. 1000 divided by 1.17 raised to power 2. 17 is greater than 15.1. If 17 was the rate underneath, it will have a lower present value. But if 15.1% was under, it will have a higher present value because 17 will bring it down more than 15.1. Now
So
the
when they paid for it, they thought it was
yeah,
going to have a future rate of 17, but it actually had a rate of 15.
yes, it had the yield of 15.1. So that means they are paying too much. I mean 17 would give you a lower price, 15.1 will give you a higher price. So if the market is giving a higher price when we should be paying a lower price, then it's overpriced.
Right. So on another topic, I was starting to get confused.
Wait,
With
okay, well,
no, no,
what
I just have another topic on. So for when we were talking last time about puts and calls,
okay.
and this just because it says sell short, and then you've got selling short and selling long. And
Selling long,
right, so the put and the call, those are just options that you're buying. So the put, you're buying the option to sell, and then under the call, you have the option to buy. And then when you short sell something, you don't actually own it, right? Could you just explain shorts and longs to me? I just want to hear you say it.
okay. Okay. The normal, let's say you want going long is to buy something, right?
Right.
Going short is to sell something. But short selling, you don't necessarily have it. Sometimes you may have it. They're like interchangeable, but they almost look alike. Shorts, if you want to short sell something, it's almost like you're going into the market to buy at a lower price, or sorry, to sell. You can either sell the one you have with you and then go into the market to buy at a lower price. But shorting, okay, it says short sell it. In this case, short sell it means that you're going into you're going to sell it in the market and then buy it at a lower price. The fact that we're using short sell it, what we are implying that the price will go down. You sell it and other participants sell it, then you can go into the market to buy it.
For cheaper, right? So this one in particular, though, you already own it.
No, you may not. Okay.
Not necessarily, you may not own this one. So
No,
with
you may not.
short sale, you are going to sell it to somebody even though you may not have it, and then your plan, so you plan to sell it for $10 even though you don't
Yeah.
have it. You hope you could buy it for $8 so that
Yeah.
then you make $2. But
So
right, okay,
you have to borrow it. Short sell to short sell, you have to borrow.
so in this particular case, you would short sell it.
Yeah, you go and borrow the 2-year bond.
So it's like you're gonna sell it, and let's just say for 17, but you can buy it back for 15.
No, remember the the investor's forward rate is the one that you calculated, right?
Right.
So it's the one that is unobserved, but you feel it to definitely happen because the market is making a mistake, and
But
everyone may know that everyone would know that the market everyone would know that it's inefficient, that they're paying too much for the 2-year bond. So you notice this first. You notice that the forward rate, the actual forward, the perfect forward rate was 17, but the
mhm,
market is saying 15.1. At
mhm.
15.1, the market is paying a higher price. So you saw it first. And because
Wait,
you saw it
isn't
first,
the
you feel
market
that
isn't the market paying a lower price?
the market is paying a higher price. 15.1 is great, it's less than 17, right? That's why I showed you. That's why I reminded you the formula. The formula is future value divided by 1 plus r raised to power t. R is one of the is a part of the denominator. If you find 1,000 divided by 1.15, it will be higher than 1,000 divided by 1.17.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Aside from the formulas, just theoretically,
Okay.
you
Theoretically, if you're paying a lower rate, if for
well,
example I give you,
oh, you are paying a lower rate versus
yes,
I was thinking you're getting paid the higher rate.
no, it.
This is the rate you're paying out.
Sorry,
Not
you're getting no. Okay, you're getting the lower rate.
right. So why? Yeah. So the market has the lower rate.
Yeah, and yeah, you're paying the lower rate. But wait, let's look at it from yeah, you're paying the lower rate. If you're paying the lower rate, you're not just sorry, you're getting the lower rate, but you're also paying you're also paying the future value. You're also paying the 718, the bond price. So you're actually paying a higher because the issuer issued a 1,000 uh dollar what do you call it, $1,000, and it promises that it will pay you 15.1%, but you have to buy it for $718.8. You have to buy it for seven, so you're getting 15.1 and you're paying the bond price, but you're paying a higher bond price.
Right.
Did you understand that?
Well, I understand you're paying this bond price. You
Yeah.
are actually going to get 15.1, but the
Yes.
bond itself is
It's
looking like
17.
it's 17. And then what's the regular yield of 18? Isn't that
Okay.
like the stated rate?
Wait, come again. You said what's the regular? Look at this. That's why I told you to look at it from the way you calculate the present value, right? The present value is the discounted expected future cash flows.
Right.
You're paying 15.1%, right? And you're getting paid 15.1%, and you're paying 718.18. But actually it's meant to be 17%. There are two, I can explain it in two ways. The rate, if you are paying a higher rate, means that it's more risky. A higher rate usually means that the bond is more risky because the interest rate on a bond is actually a normal derivation of the interest rate is that it has to pay the risk-free rate plus other risk premiums. Let's say equity risk premium. Let's say uh, let's say if the company if the company is known for a particular risk, it will be put inside that formula, and then that would help calculate the general interest rate that market expect on this bond. If you are paying less interest rate, that means you're actually saying that the bond is less risky, so you have to pay more. But if you're it's almost like an investment grade bond and a speculative grade bond. The two of them are known speculative bond or junk bonds or high yield bonds, high interest rates because they are very risky. Now, investors would not be willing to even for the fact that because it's a very risky bond, investors will pay less for the bond. That's why. So they pay less for the bond. The issuer has to take it like that because no one will buy it like that. No one will buy a very risky bond without getting compensated. So the higher risks, the higher interest rate For your higher interest rate, you must be willing to pay less because it's very risky. For a lower interest rate, you must pay more because it's less risky. So comparing 15.1 and 17, you'll be willing to pay more for the 15.1% because it's less risky. But for the 17%, you'll be willing to pay less because it's more risky. So if you find out that you're actually paying more in the market, or the market is demanding less interest rate, that means the bond is overpriced. So as in, you can take it from that angle. When you see two interest rates, the one that is higher is more risky, and you would definitely want to pay less for that because you do not. Sometimes it doesn't mean that you would get paid everything. You may not be paid at some time. The issuer may default, so you're paying less now, and you're hoping that you'd probably get paid everything, but you're going to be getting paid at a higher interest rate. It's actually a very risky investment. Um, do you understand that?
I think so.
Uh, okay. So short selling means that you don't have it right now. You may have it right now. If you had it right now, you can just sell it. But short sell means that you don't have it. You don't have it right now, so you have to go and borrow from a bank, of which you can't borrow for free. In this place, in this equation, in this what do you call it? In these assumptions, you can actually short sell for free. You can borrow for free, which in the market, which in today, you cannot borrow for free. You have to borrow at the margin. But you're hoping that by the time you borrow at the margin and you sell it, you will get something higher. You still get a profit. So thank you. Short selling means that you don't have the asset with you. You have to go into the market. You have to go to someone to borrow it, then sell it. And then when the price drops, you go and buy it at a lower, then give it back to the investor that borrowed that lent the asset to you. So short selling means that you don't have the asset with you, but you have to go and borrow from someone to sell it.
Right. Okay.
So look at this upward yield curve, a sloping upward yield curve. The yield curve is a graphical representation of yields at every different level of maturity,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
On a normal okay, an upward sloping curve is that for every, it's like this, right? You have yields on the y-axis, and you
Mhm.
have maturity on the x-axis, and you have the line going up like this, upward, right? So at every different level of maturity, you have high yields. That's upward. Downward is for every different level of maturity. As the maturity is increasing, you are paying less interest rate. Now, on a very realistic point of view, upward sloping curve. Why would you expect? What do you think of an upward sloping curve? If interest rates are increasing over time, for example, right now, the Fed has been trying to increase interest rates because it feels that the economy could overheat. So usually it's because of expansion. That's why you have an upward sloping curve. An upward sloping curve tends to uh, mean that you have an expansion and you're trying to reduce the over. You're trying to cool the economy from overheating. You're trying to prevent the economy from overheating. But a downward sloping curve is saying that a recession, a downward sloping curve is also known as inverted, inverted yield curve. It means that it would mean, as in, why would you drop interest rates? You want businesses. Why would you drop interest rate over? longer maturities.
Right. You want people to keep going.
Going borrow businesses to build factories and build plants.
Right. Yep, I
It's,
agree with
it,
that. All right. So then with so I read about the liquidity in the market segment theories. Then when we get to these models, the equilibrium models and
okay.
arbitrage free models, these examples of equilibrium models. So specify a process for the short-term interest rate that is based on assumptions about economic variables. They do not automatically fit the market. Um, so with equilibrium models in general, what is an arbitrage free models just from a high level? What is that actually saying?
Okay. Arbitrage free model is actually telling you that there is no arbitrage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's based on the fact that the market is efficient, right?
Yeah.
It is based on the fact that the market is efficient. The market has the market has all the information, both past, both present, both publicly available information and uh, both information according to Markov, what do you call it? The efficiency efficiency hypothesis theory.
Yeah.
So that means the market data is assumed to be perfect. So there is no arbitrage. But equilibrium, now equilibrium is trying to tell you that, remember what I told you, equilibrium does not mean that, equilibrium just means balance. It does not necessarily mean good. It does not necessarily mean bad. There are different equilibriums in different for different price and different quantity, right? So the way I understand this stuff is that an arbitrage free model, of course, how do you know that there is no arbitrage? It means that the market is definitely, as in their market is efficient. The moment you see a strategy that will give you a profit, by the time you before you execute it, you're already netting a zero or a negative because the market happens to process it very fast. Because you're trying to execute it, but it's not giving you. It's probably elapsed between the time you saw it and the time you plan to execute it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what is all of this stuff saying? So we've got all these different types of equilibrium models, the stochastic process for short-term rates. Are you familiar with any of this stuff?
I know that I'm aware about stochastic process. Stochastic process is almost like something leads to something. It's almost like where it started from and where it started from and where it is right now, right? It's saying that dr equals mr dt plus wr dz.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
The way I understand this stuff, it's like
Like what would DR be? And what is MR and DT and WR DZ?
dr is like an expected value, mr is like a probability. It's like a probability where it's probably a probability where there is an up. MR is a probability. DT is an actual value. A number, or probably a dollar value. MR and WR, they are probabilities. MR is when something, maybe it could be that when there's an up, MR is when there is an up, the probability that it goes up. WR, the probability that it goes down. And when the probability goes up, you have DT. When the probability goes down, you have DZ. The expected value would be the probabilities multiplied by their values to give you an expected value. This
So
is in
I
the
don't
book.
understand what this is even like from a high level, aside from any formulas. What is this trying to tell me? Did you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh.
the way I understand, I really, I guess I do not, I don't have an answer for. I, looking at this formula, I know it's an expected. Okay, so the expected value of a short-term interest rate. What's the probability that the short-term interest rate will increase, and what's the probability that the short-term interest rate will decrease? The probability that it will increase, let's say 0.6, 60%, there's 60% chance that it will increase. And if it increases, I would have, say, a 10%, no, say, okay, right, based on the US, say a 1%. Right now, it's going to be like 1.5% next time. Let's say 1.5%. What's the probability that it goes down? In other words, you're not really sure of the probability. You're not really sure whether it will go. It's a process. It may either go up or it may either go down. To when it may decide it, to when it may go up, and you attach probabilities to when it will go down, given if it goes up and if it goes down. So you're trying to estimate the process for short-term rate, just like binomial pricing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The process from today, we want to see if it goes up or we want to see if it goes down. And to find the average or the expected value would be to do a weighted average. That's the way I understand this process. So you're not very sure about the you're not very sure about the direction of short-term interest rate. So you're using probabilities. Is this equilibrium model in the textbook you showed me?
That's why maybe I'll go back to that and send screenshots that we can look at this one again. I think what you could really, so maybe we'll come back to that. I'll find in the book for those ones. Same with the arbitrage free. So let me just skip over that, I guess, for right now. And I'll find the pages
One
of the book.
of the value bonds. And I thought of
That
something. We
value
could
bond. So
do
this I understand. The clean and dirty prices.
okay. We could do what I thought was that we could do we could do like tomorrow. I could scrap it. We can scrap
Oh, I can't hear
I
you.
need.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. What I was thinking was that we could scrap tonight and then deal with and then add it up tomorrow
And then what?
and add it up tomorrow and then we can do the number of hours plan. But I really need to. Can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We could scrap to we could move to today's tonight and then so we'll definitely do the number of hours planned. I really need to look at this. I did this stuff in Coupon. I understood it very well. I guess it's been a while I looked at this stuff, so I need to like
I'll
learn
try
this stuff. So it's
to
just
find
that
it in the book too.
um,
Do you think you could just help me right now through just this duration calculation?
which one?
So I guess first with the valuing the bond on page
Okay.
8. So it has consider a 10% coupon that matures in 10 years and 2 months. Coupons are paid semi-annually. How much are you willing to pay for this bond?
All right. Let's go to let's go to the to Excel.
Actually, I
So,
think I can calculate this one on my own. What I was having a problem with is the actual duration formulas.
oh,
I,
okay, okay, duration.
I just have so I read a lot about it. Like I understand duration is
Yeah.
looking at, is trying to tell you how many years it will take until you receive back your money, basically. Um,
Okay.
so in this Macaulay's formula, could you just explain the difference between modified duration and Macaulay's duration?
Modified duration and Macaulay duration.
That's okay. Instead, looking at this formula for duration, um, with the discrete compounding, what is this? What are each of these letters trying to tell me?
Okay, let me see. The duration of the bond equals summation WT multiplied by T compounding 1 over P multiplied by CF divided by 1 plus Y. Continuously compounded duration of the perpetuity is 1 plus Y divided by Y. Alright. This is not even I'm really surprised with this I'm really surprised with this form of this formula. Formula the formula that I know of is quite different.
Yeah, I feel like I learned it with a different formula also.
The formula I used, duration equals the yield when it goes down,
Yeah.
the price of the bond when it goes sorry, the price of the bond when the yield goes down minus the price of the bond when the yield goes up divided by 2 multiplied by the price today multiplied by the change in the yield. That's the formula that I learned. I'm kind of I'm kind of looking at this that's for an effective that's for effective duration. Let me see. This stuff is in wait. Effective duration is here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me, let me look at this stuff. Maybe you said let me look at the question. I'm trying to solve it. What is the bond? What is the bond's duration? What is the bond's duration? I mean, how am I going to know the bond's duration if I do not? I have to know a particular. I have to know if it changes by 1%. Okay, so for a 1% increase, duration is the sensitivity of a bond price to a 1% change in the interest rate. That's the general definition of duration. Let me solve. Let me solve. Let me use that formula and see. Definitely will work. Let me use that formula and then solve for. Let me go back. Is there an example here? Here, let me just try and solve using the formula. What's this? 7. Okay. Um, this is example 7. But they didn't put the solution here. Hold on. The 9% bond has
She
a
has a solution. She has the solution in her.
okay, wait. Let me let me use the formula that I have to solve for this 4.24. Give me a second. 9%, this is the coupon rate. N is 5. FV is 1000. Let me find PO. Okay. This is a par value bond, so PO is actually 1000. PV is 1000. Uh, so let me now see if the bond increases by if the interest rate decreases by 1%, what would be the PV? Let me just calculate that. Um, 5 is N. 5 is N. 1000 is FV. 1000 1000 is FV. 0.09 multiplied by 1000 is payment. Uh, 5 is N. 1000 is FV. 10%, sorry, 8% is interest rate. 90 90 is payment. Compute PV. So PV is 1039.93. So N is 5, 1000 is FV, 90 is payment, 10 interest rate. Compute PV. PV is 962.09. So 1039.93 minus 962.09 divided by 2 multiplied by 1000 minus multiplied by the 1% is 0.01. 0.01. So 1039.93 minus 962.09, 77.84. 2 multiplied by 1000 multiplied by 0.01 is 20. 77.84 divided by 20 is 3.892. 3.892. Okay, wait. Let me see. Do you have a textbook for this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Let me see. Okay, I didn't help you. I didn't do anything incredible today. Nothing. Wait, there are three topics in this stuff. From what I know, there is one on the what do you call it, the forward rate, right? There is one on forward rate. There is one on pricing bonds. Where you had this one that we're doing right now, duration.
Mm-hmm.
Duration. There is one on forward rate. There is one on the Wiener Markov process. We also have
So the Markov
wax.
process is in topic 2. So I think the areas that I definitely need a lot more help in is in topic 2, that Markov process, the Ito stuff. And I also, so I'm still not, we still didn't really finish covering the binomial option pricing or nothing with the ETOS process, and then also the Black-Scholes calculation. So that's a huge piece that I need help with.
Okay.
And then one, I'm going to reach out to my class to see if they can help me with those rates. But then looking at the equilibrium models, and then this duration with all of these different problems using the formulas that she has here.
Okay. Let me see. What I plan to do. Okay. I was thinking about it. Let me see. Um, I would like to let me see if I would like to I can put in attention. This is exactly what I said yesterday. I read for an hour. I read Markov and I understood some parts of Markov. For the most part of it that I read, I understood the Markov process. I was hoping you send the bond so that I could look at it because it's like it some of the stuff slipped from my memory, but I still think I kind of understood the concept except the formula, how to get the formula stuff. So it kind of right now duration we have black skulls. Uh, I need to put my attention duration, black skulls, and what do you want me to focus on? We have duration, we have black skulls. Which third one do you want me to focus on?
So I think if you're able to help with that Markov process,
Okay.
the Black-Scholes, and this duration.
Duration, okay. All right.
So I think I sent you the best text for the Markov and duration stuff, and then I can send you I think aligns to her notes best for duration.
Okay. Okay. I um I thought about this yesterday. Can we let's today in fact as soon as I leave here right now, I'm going for a program. It's a program in church, so and then I get to do some I get to do some programs in church. So um I'm going to get seated by 7:35 and study for this stuff till 12. Now I need you to send me the textbook for you already sent me the one for Glasgow's, right?
Yep.
Glasgow's. I already have Markov. I started studying Markov and it's very nice. I got some concept in Markov. I'm right now I'm at the formulas, the derivation of those formulas, which getting. So I want to send you the text chapters for duration. Duration. It's
Yeah.
just duration of the right now.
Okay.
And if you allow me, I want to fix that this thing. I want to fix the zero rates. The zero rates how to find because I found those e values. The I found the what do you call it? I found the you remember that calculation where we saw 10.13%, right?
Yeah.
We have to find e in my calculator right now 0.1013 um and you find e of 0.1013, you have 10.66%. So and that's it, and that's what I got. 10.6. I've been trying to work it back.
And if you're able to send that to me in Excel, how you actually calculated it, that would be helpful.
Okay, wait. I just got the answer right. Okay, all right.
Because when you just
Let's
start saying formulas, I can't follow it. It's too much for me.
all right. Sorry. Let's go back to that stuff, and then and let's do it on Excel.
Right now?
That yeah.
Well,
um let me see page page 16. Sorry, page 3.
could I just ask you a question, just to time frame, because I'm
Yeah.
really getting very nervous because I really need help with this. So if you don't have the time, I might need to find somebody else. I know your time seems very limited, and I want to stick with you, but I really need time. Um, and I know if we say a time, then maybe tomorrow it will change, and I kind of get sitters lined up and all this stuff. So, do you realistically think you have enough time to help with this stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Like tomorrow, what I'm planning is that we could do what do you call it? We could do um we could do two to like we're meant to meet 2 hours today, right? Even the ones we did right now, I didn't help you out in any credible way. So um do and then we could end like maybe 8. I just want to
Tomorrow?
be sure.
Okay, that would be great.
Two 8 or 2 9. I really want to help you out to fix this stuff.
Okay, thanks.
So
So I'm gonna, with these calculations, I'm just gonna sit with them because again, I understand them fundamentally. Um, so I can try to sit with that, and then, yeah, if you think you're able to really help
yes,
me
yeah,
with especially Markov,
yeah,
Black-Scholes, and the duration tomorrow, if I can get through that tomorrow, I'd feel
okay,
back up.
yeah. I'm going. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go to page 3 right now. Page 3 right now, and let me and let me show you the how we got that yield to maturity. That'll be the spot rate for the different years. Just send me the duration text, and I'll definitely look at it.
Okay.
I but
Well, I kind of lost you there. Are you there? I can't hear you. Sorry, I don't know if you're talking, but I can't hear you at all. So, sorry, I can't hear you. I'm not sure if you're talking or if you can hear me, but I can't hear you at all. I still can't hear you. I don't know. Should we just end the connection for now? Oh, I can hear something.
yeah, give me a second. Okay, okay, what is it?
So I think the way you're explaining this to me, I'm just not following. So I'm gonna I don't know.
So the stuff had I don't know, the uh network kind of messed up. So you're there at page 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I need you to let's go with that formula. PV, right?
Yeah, I can't I can't follow you when you just go into formulas that I don't have in front of me. So is there a way, I can't follow it unless it's in Excel at this point. Like I just need to see what the formula is that you're even talking about, how the numbers are plugging into it, what the next step in the formula is in Excel. Because when you just start saying 100 minus ERT, like I can't follow it.
Okay. All right, let's see. Can you, let me just write down this. Let's do the one. I'll just write it down so I can see the values in, in Excel. 100, 7.5, 0.25. Okay. All right, so right now I'm in Excel. Uh, all right, so I put in my Excel FV. FV is 100, right? EV is 97.5.
What's 7.5?
97.5.
Where is that even coming from? 7.5?
PV, present value.
Yeah.
The present value, the bond price.
97.5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
N is 0.25. Right? So now we are looking for R. We are looking for R. Give me a second. We know how. Okay, sorry. Payment. Payment is also there. PMT. PMT is since it's a zero coupon, right?
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is not working for me, this process, only because like I want to use Excel, but I don't want to use PMT formulas. Like I want to use the numbers. I'm just going to reach out to my class on this one because I think people have already solved this. So maybe I'll do that first and then I'll ask for help once I get more information.
Yeah, okay. Because I already all right. I can just solve it and then send you this Excel sheet.
Great.
So I'm looking for rate. Rate is this. Rate is rate is number of periods. Are you allowed to use Excel in the exam?
No, it's just for me to see what the heck you're talking about. I can't follow your words. So,
Okay. Are you
but
allowed to use calculator?
I can't use formulas. I don't think we're gonna have a calculator.
So how can you solve this? You can't solve this stuff without you can't solve this stuff solving. You have to solve it with calculator.
I
You
would
cannot
think
solve, no, they're not gonna.
basic calculator. I don't know. But could I just end this topic right now and I'll reach out to my class to see what they have for resources and then revisit it.
Okay. But I'm thinking of okay. But I don't believe that you can use calculator. This is my calculator.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. You
I
cannot
don't
solve.
I'll
You
have
can,
to with her on what it is. But I can't I don't want to I just for right now my mind I can't think about this topic at the moment. I'm not following it.
okay. I think you need to confirm with her because you cannot solve. No one will tell you to do present value.
Right.
If you're going to do present value for 5 years, you need to use calculator. You cannot use if you're not using Excel. The next best possible option is to use calculator.
Right.
I'm very sure. I'm
I'll
very
ask her. And then go from there to see how I can.
Okay, so okay, right now I need you to send me. I already have the blast codes. I'll start working on the blast codes and finish up on Markov
Okay.
and the wind-up process.
Yeah.
Please send me the one duration.
Okay, I'll do that. So you're thinking no for tonight,
Yes.
and then but tomorrow you think you have like 2 to 8 available?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great. All right.
All right,
Thank
Kara.
you.
I didn't have much this morning. I'll definitely. I'll put in my best. Definitely.
What?
Uh, I didn't help out this morning, but I'll definitely. I didn't help out so this morning. I don't think I did 5%, but I will definitely. I'll work on the three topics and
Oh,
ensure that
I really
we will
appreciate it.
portray it.
Thank you so much. All right,
All
so
right.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Yeah.